In today's video, I'll be showing you guys a full guide on the fastest way to unlock GODHUMAN. This is easily one of the best fighting styles in the game, but it is incredibly time-consuming to get, so I'll try to show you the easiest ways to get it in this video. Let's get into it. To start, you'll first have to be at least in the second sea, and you'll have to come over here to the hot and cold island, and on the lava side, come over here where you'll find these 3 NPCs, and talking to them will allow you to purchase one of their fighting styles. To even begin getting GODHUMAN, you'll first need Superhuman, which is a grind in itself, but if you already have GODHUMAN, you can skip this half of the video. Anyways, if you still need Superhuman, what you'll have to do is grind to 300 plus mastery on these fighting styles: Darkstep, Electric, Water Kung Fu, and Dragon Breath. Anyways, we'll be starting off with Darkstep, and the best way to farm up to 300 mastery in the second sea is by coming over to the Smoke Admiral, who's on the same island, and fighting him. If you can, always grab his quest, but if not, then defeat him normally, and as long as you get the last hit using Darkstep, you'll get a ton of levels. Whenever you've defeated him, you can simply join a new server and repeat. For me at least, this is what helped me get a ton of mastery fast. And make sure you have your aura on, or you won't be able to attack him. And as you can see, even though my Darkstep is over level 400, I still got 2 levels, which is pretty good. Of course, if you don't have 2x mastery like I do, you're gonna get less XP. Now, after defeating the Smoke Admiral, you could leave and rejoin like I said earlier, or you could head over to the Winter Castle and defeat the boss in there. This is useful because later on in the grind, we'll need to defeat the boss at the castle anyways, for a key that unlocks the upgraded version of Darkstep, which is Deathstep. I'll speed this up so you can see me defeat him, but I'd highly recommend bringing a good fruit for this boss. Since he's actually pretty tough, I somehow managed to defeat him using Portal and Darkstep, and luckily, I got the library key first try, which is what we're looking for. Whenever you do get this library key, and just know that it's a 10% chance to drop, which is actually pretty high, head over to this door here and use the key on it. There will be this NPC here, and talking to her will allow you to purchase Deathstep only after you've gotten Darkstep to mastery 400 plus. But having this open now will help you a lot later on in the grind, so try to do it now while you're grinding out the mastery for Darkstep. Now, we're going to head back to the Lava Island, and this time we'll be farming Water Kung Fu mastery levels. Just to get over this quickly, know that the best way to farm mastery for this fighting style is the same as before. Simply you defeat the Smoke Admiral, but this time, just rejoin into a different server. There's no need to waste extra time on the Ice Admiral, since you should have already gotten the key when grinding with Darkstep. You're gonna do the same method for both Water Kung Fu and the Electric fighting styles to get them to mastery 300. Then, for the final fighting style you'll need Dragon Breath, head over to the first spawn in the second sea and follow the way I go to find the Dragon Breath NPC. Here he is, talk to him, and you can purchase this fighting style for 1,500 fragments. Simply use the same method as before to get this fighting style to mastery 300. And finally, you'll need $3 million, which you can make however way you want. With all the fighting styles at 300 mastery and with your money, come to this location on the Snow Mountain Island. And in this tunnel here, follow it all of the way down, where you'll find the NPC that'll teach you Superhuman for everything I just listed before. Once you have Superhuman, we can now start the grind for GODHUMAN. To get it, you will need to get another 100 mastery on all of the fighting styles we talked about before, so you are then at 400 mastery on all of them. The only exception to this is Superhuman, which you only need 300 mastery for. Simply use the Smoke Admiral method from before. Now, we'll be starting off at the Winter Castle. Once you have Darkstep at 400 mastery, come back to the room that you should have opened using the library key from earlier. In here, talk to the NPC and buy Deathstep, which is the upgraded version of Darkstep for 2.5 million cash and 5,000 fragments. Now, from this point on, you will have to be in the third sea for some of the upcoming steps, so make sure you've done that first. In the third sea, make sure to set your spawn at the Sea Castle, since it's pretty much a hub to all other islands. In this room, you can also find all of your fighting style teachers, which will help out a lot during this grind. The fastest way to farm mastery in the Third Sea is by first heading to the Turtle Mansion, which you can just use the teleporter to get over there quickly, then following the way I go over to the Captain Elephant boss. If you're able to, make sure to grab the quest over here to defeat Captain Elephant. This will give you a lot more money, XP, and mastery. And Captain Elephant is located just over here. You can leave and rejoin into a different server after defeating this guy, or you can head over to the second boss that I'll show you. To find the second boss, we'll be heading over to the Ice Cream Island where Big Mom is. To get there, simply ride your boat in this direction from the backside of the castle. Once you're here, head to the top of the ice cream, and you'll find Big Mom there. You can also get the quest, which is located just under of this place. This boss is pretty tough to beat, so make sure you bring a good fruit or sword. And those are the two bosses you want to be farming for mastery. Now, let's get on to how to get the rest of the fighting styles needed for GODHUMAN. We'll be headed back to the Second Sea for this next one, and you're going to want to head over to the Forgotten Island, or the island with the giant skull, where we'll find the next fighting style teacher. Head up here, and to the right, you'll find this guy here. He will teach you the upgraded version of Water Kung Fu, which is Sharkman Karate. But before you can unlock this, you will first need 400 mastery in Water Kung Fu and a Tide Key, which is dropped by the Tidekeeper on this same island. This boss is found just over here, and he's a pretty easy boss to fight, so farm him, get the Tide Key, and purchase Sharkman Karate for 2.5 million cash and 5,000 fragments. Then, use the same farming method I showed before to get your way up to 400 mastery. Now, back in the Third Sea, I'll go over how to unlock Electric Claw, which is obviously the upgraded version of Electric. From the Turtle Mansion, follow the path I take to the Electric Claw Trainer. Just know that you will need 3 million cash, along with 5,000 fragments for this one, which is a bit more expensive than the other fighting styles. And here he is. You can simply buy the fighting style after reaching 400 mastery on Electric and getting the money and fragments. And finally, for the final fighting style, we'll be getting Dragon Talon, which is of course the upgraded version of Dragon's Breath. This is probably the hardest of the 4 fighting styles to get, since you will first need an item called the Fire Essence. The only way to unlock this item is by randomly spinning for it at the Death King, who's located in the graveyard on the Thriller Bark Island. You will need to pay him bones, which can be collected by farming the skeletons outside this building. The best way to farm them is using Buddha, and you can get hundreds of bones that way. Once you have at least 50 bones, talk to the Death King and spin for a random surprise, and there's a small chance you'll get the Fire Essence. And once you do manage to get this item, we'll be heading to the right side of the giant flag in the middle of the island where one of the gears is. The final fighting style trainer is located on that gear, so we'll have to make our way up there. And by the way, you'll need another 3 million cash, 5,000 fragments, and 400 mastery on the Dragon Breath fighting style, along with the Fire Essence, to purchase Dragon Talon. Then, with all 4 of these fighting styles, you'll have to get all of them to Mastery 400, and for Superhuman, you'll have to get that to Mastery 300. It's a lot of grinding, I know. Then, once you have all of these fighting styles completed, there are 2 more steps to complete. First, you'll need 5 million cash and 5,000 fragments, but that's not all. You'll also need all of these materials on the screen. If you don't know where to get them, I'll go over where you can farm them quickly in order. The dragon scales can be dropped by the Dragon Crew archers and warriors here on Hydra Island. The fishtails can be dropped by all the types of fishmen near the entrance of the Turtle Island. The mystic droplets can be dropped by the sea soldiers and water fighters on the Forgotten Island in the Second Sea. And finally, the magma ore can be dropped by all the lava and magma enemies on the hot side of the Hot and Cold Island, also in the Second Sea. Now, with all fighting styles at Mastery 400, excluding Superhuman, since that should be at Mastery 300, and along with the money, fragments, and materials, you can now purchase GODHUMAN. To find the trainer, head to the Turtle Island, and from the mansion, follow the way I go. In this tree, there will be a secret passage. Follow it all the way down, where you'll find the GODHUMAN trainer. There, you can finally purchase it. It took a while, but if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as it would be greatly appreciated and it helps out the channel a lot. Anyways, see ya.